calm down, calm down. No, 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 no.
Alright, so this sounds like a very good news to many people that have been looking for the opportunity to progress, and is a band 6 role in the NHS. The amazing thing about this is that you would be trained, you would be sponsored. The qualification would be master degree after you have successfully completed this program, and they are going to sponsor you. So immediately I got this information, I felt like it's very good that I bring this to my audience, my wonderful people. There is a set deadline for it as well, so you need to apply before it closes. All the information you need I will share on this video, but there is a vital information that I want you to have at the back of your mind before you decide to put up an application. Compliments of the season and happy new year to us all. I pray that God will lead us all to this 2026, if not all, most of our needs met to our fulfillment in the mighty name of Jesus. Whatsoever target you had given yourself in 2025 that you are yet to achieve, I pray that before the end of 2026 you will achieve it. Again, compliment of the season. So let's move right into today's video. So guys, like I told us, this is something that the government has introduced in line with the NHS, and when I did my research I discovered that it looks like they do this every single year. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I could see that they did it last year, 2 years, like a year before as well. So I don't want us to lose this opportunity. So I'm going to read out this the way it is on their website. The NHS published this. NHS England is a band 6 rule. This information may be very, very useful. Please, as you are receiving it, try as much as possible to send it out. Having said this, come with me to my system. Let's go through this together. All right, so this was published by NHS England and its National School of Healthcare Science. Okay, the program is Scientist Training Program. It's STP, Scientist Training Program 2026. Listen to this. Opening and closing dates and times have been published for STP 2026 applications. Let me quickly show you guys the key deadline date. The direct entry applications opens on Tuesday, 6th January 2026 at 11 a.m. Take note of that. And it closes on Friday, 16 January 2026 at 4 p.m. So guys, you need to take note of that, okay? Situational judgment test opens on Tuesday, 27 January 2026 at 6 a.m. Situational judgment test closes on Thursday, 29 January 2026 at 11. The long list outcomes release is to be confirmed. For in-service applications, that's applications coming from people that are already in the NHS and they must have been allocated, okay, and confirmed by probably their line manager or their trust before they can even get into this in-service application part, okay? So what it means is that if you are not an NHS staff and you have not been confirmed, like it's not been approved by your line manager or whosoever is in charge, then you cannot have access to the in-service application. But for people that have been appointed, they can have access to it, but just that the start and opening dates have not been confirmed. Then about the program, is a 3-year program of work-based learning supported by a university accredited master's degree. Then let's look at the entry requirement for direct entry applicants. Okay, as you can see on the screen, entry requirement for direct entry applicants. Details of the skills, knowledge, and research experience that is required to apply to the scientist training program. First, you must have a degree. To apply to the scientist training program STP, you must have a first or 2-1 in either any undergraduate honor degree or an integrated master's degree. Both options must be in a pure or applied science subject relevant to the specialty for which you are applying for. However, you may submit an application if you have a higher degree, a degree completed after a bachelor's degree at a more advanced level, e.g. MSc, that's master's degree, in a relevant subject for the specialty being applied to, and have a 2-2 honor degree in any subject. Guys, let me explain this. What they are trying to say is that if you do not have 2-1 in your BSc, but you have achieved a degree that is higher than BSc in a relevant subject, then you are eligible. Any postgraduate qualification included in your application must have been successfully awarded by the start of the program. Higher education institutes state that applicants must not be enrolled on 2 academic programs at the start of the STP. Then if you come down here, the skills and knowledge, review the job description and person specification to make sure that you have the relevant skills and knowledge required. Add any work experience, including voluntary work, in the supporting information section of your application, just like every other NHS job application. Make sure that you have filled out all the relevant information, and as I always tell you guys, remember that it's the information you put on there that tells if you are getting the job or not. So that's an opportunity for you to drop a constructive personal information that is capable of landing you a good job. Take note of this. Postgraduate diplomas and certificates are not accepted. First of all, check you are eligible to apply. Non-UK applicants must check whether or not they are eligible to apply to the STP. You must establish your right to work and study in the UK for all 3 years of the program, and this must be in place before you start. Click on the link to the UK Visa and Immigration Service below if you require a skilled or health and care worker visa to work and train in the UK. As a healthcare scientist, visit the Home Office website for the latest guidance on visa. Should you be successful and receive an offer, you must meet the minimum of 7 points under the new point-based system. Sponsorship should be arranged with the employing organization. You see why I said it's a good news to some of us that could be qualified for this, because as you're coming in, even before you start the proper role, like when you are still undergoing this program, they can give you visa sponsorship. Is a good news, isn't it? You may also need to apply for an academic technology approval scheme, that's ATAS certificate. You must be aware of these requirements and be prepared to make a fast-track application so you are able to commence the STP in September. Then check your international qualification meets the requirements. If you hold an international qualification, you will need to provide a UK ENIC statement of comparability. This statement should be obtained as soon as possible and uploaded to your oral application. If the statement is not uploaded before the closing date, it must be emailed to us prior to shortlisting to ensure the application is fairly considered. If you receive the statement after applications close, please email it to, there is an email address for you to email that to. So guys, I could actually go on. If you come down here, it talks about the IELTS requirement, that's the English level requirement and all of that, which I believe that some of us are already aware of. So before I end this video, let me quickly show us how to apply for this scheme if you are really interested in it. So if you come down here, as you can see on the screen, apply for an STP direct entry post. I will try to leave the link to this information on the description box of this video, so you can just go there, follow the link. Okay, so as you can see on the screen, it says our recruitment process. I don't want to bore us with that, okay, but if you come down here, there is a chart that had already summarized everything about the recruitment application. So after you have applied, then application SJT score. Okay, after that, the next one is shortlist rank. Then they will invite you for interview, that's interview rank. And then if you're successful, they gives you an offer and probably process your COS and all of that. So if you come down here, it says how to apply to the STP. An application consists of an online application form in which applicants must provide information on how they meet the person specification, details of their requirement, experience, and motivation. An online situational judgment test, that's the SJT, which evaluates score attributes needed for the program. Applicant must score above the required threshold on the SJT at the long listing stage for the application to be put forward for shortlisting. Once this stage has been processed, your application status on oral, I think this oral is the link that you use to, like, the website where you can apply. We'll get there, okay? Then we change we change to long listed or long list fee. You can register on Oreo as early as you wish, but you will not be able to apply until the application window for vacancies open. You can click on the link, that's the link here, then do your registration, but you won't be able to apply for anything until the windows open. So there is a vital information that is telling us here, guys. The information you provide will be used to auto-populate some parts in the application. In the employment history section on Oreo, requires you to enter an end date for your current employment. Then listen to this. If you are currently employed and we need to leave your job to join the program, enter 31st August 2026 as your end date. We use direct messaging in Oreo to contact you about application in progress. We may also use the email address supplied to us via Oreo, but your main source of information throughout will be Oreo. You need to always check the site to see the status of your application. I think that's what they are trying to say.